So far in Season 5, there's a total of 44 heroes now in Marvel Rivals. So in this video, I will give you guys some tips for every single hero in this game. Some of these tips are basic, some of them are advanced, and some of them you guys might not even know they exist. And we're starting off with Adam Warlock. I'm sure most of you guys already know this, but for some people they do not. You don't need to ult on top of your allies. You can ult far away, and then you get closer to your teammates, you can still revive them. So this is a lot more safer to use. Also, a bonus tip for Adam Warlock, can we stop spamming the Soulbound ability? This ability is not 5 seconds, it is not 10 seconds. This ability has a very long cooldown. So please, stop spamming this ability. Only use this ability in a very tactical way. A Starlord is ulting, you can Soulbound. A Punisher is ulting, you can Soulbound. Use this ability wisely. Next up, Angela. When you're flying as Angela, her primary attack is not very quick. As you can see, she attacks very slowly. So what you can do is you can melee, hit, melee, hit. With this tip, you can do a lot more damage around the same time as well. Next up, Black Panther. When you ult as Black Panther, you can actually refresh one of your dashes. So for example, you're doing a combo and then you miss your dash. What you can do is you can ult to refresh your dash so you can keep dashing again. So this is really good if you miss your dash. Next up in the list, Black Widow. I feel like every Black Widow should learn this combo. So what you can do is you can kick, hit, grapple them, and then you hit them again. And this is basically a guaranteed kill. One more time, you kick them, hit, grapple, hit. If you're trying to learn Black Widow, you should at least learn this combo. Blade. When you're blocking as Blade, you can actually reduce your cooldowns for your dash. So if your dash is in cooldown and you have your block, you can just block really quick, reduce your cooldown, and then you can dash away. Captain America. When you jump as Captain America and then slamming down, you don't need to actually wait at the very top and then you jump. As you can see, we're gonna do a little comparison. If you jump a little bit and slam right away, it is literally the same distance. Obviously, if you jump really high, you can see your enemies a lot more. But if you're just trying to escape, you don't need to wait. You can just jump really quick and then slam right away. Cloak and Dagger. Before you ult as Cloak and Dagger, use Cloak. Because one of the biggest weaknesses of Cloak and Dagger is, for example, Magneto or Iron Man. Because right after you use your ult, you can already go invis with Cloak. But if you stayed with Dagger, you're gonna have to swap to Cloak and then you go invis. 1 second in this game is a very big difference. So always make sure you go Cloak before you go ulting. Daredevil. I'm sure most people already know his shift resets his fury over here. So if you don't have any furies, you go shift, you can reset your fury. But did you know that his Sonic Pursuit gives you 2 furies, which can be very handy if you don't have any more furies. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is kind of similar to Angela. Never use just his primary attack. You should always mix it up. You should hit, melee, hit, melee. And the same thing with his ultimate. After you ult as Doctor Strange, you can hit, melee, hit, and then you can do the big damage. Emma Frost. I see a lot of Emma Frost players doing the combo wrong. They're just slamming them down, and then they're kicking it. A better combo is you can slam them, you can hit them twice, and then you kick. This is basically a guaranteed kill if they're low enough. Gambit. Now, I've been actually spamming a lot of Gambit this season, and a lot of people don't even know this for some reason. When you press one of these cards, you don't need to do anything right away. When you just press your heart card, for example, this gives you self-healing. Same thing with the other card. If you press Spade, you gain bonus damage. So don't hesitate to just press one of these cards and do not do anything. Groot. Now, I feel like Groot doesn't have a lot of tips that I can really think of, but the best combo that you can do with Groot is when you ult them, you can put a wall behind them and then you can right click as well, which is doing a lot of damage. This is basically your bread and butter when it comes to comboing. Hawkeye. When you're ulting as Hawkeye, don't bother trying to headshot the enemies because they're all doing the same damage. As you can see, I ult them, I hit a headshot, it doesn't matter. Body shot, it is all the same damage. Hela. A lot of people don't even notice, but her Soul Drainer ability, like this ability, it has a stun ability. So you can cancel so many casting ultimates. Hulk. Never use your ultimate when you're full health. I watch a lot of pro Hulk players. What they do is they just jump in like really madly, and and when they're about to die, then they will ultimate. Because when you ult as Hulk, you basically get all of your health again. Human Torch. Now, before you ult as Human Torch, what you can do is you can throw this right click right away, and before it lands, press your ult and it automatically turns into a tornado. As you can see, it's actually a big surprise because they're just surprised there's already a tornado when they're just hearing your voice line. Invisible Woman. Not a lot of people know this, but your melee can actually do a push, like a little knockback. Your third melee is always gonna be a push. So as you can see over here, 1, 2, 3, that's the push. So for example, you can do combos like this: melee, melee, you push forward and then you push them further. You basically kidnap this enemy to your allies. Iron Fist. If you're trying to escape as Iron Fist and you're blocking, you can actually hit air after you dash like this, and then you can just keep hitting air. It's actually really good for escaping, especially because it is a lot harder for you to get hit. Iron Man. Can we just stop gooning? Like, can we stop doing this like every fucking time? Okay, in all seriousness, there's not really a lot of tips for Iron Man, but all I can say is it's better to ult as Iron Man to counter. So if there's a Luna Snow ulting, you can ult them. A Cloak and Dagger is ulting, you can ult them. Invisible Woman, you can ult them. Phoenix. When you're about to die as Phoenix and you're really low health, you can actually pop your ult, use it really quick, and as soon as you're back to the same place, you'll get all of your health back. I do this a lot with Phoenix actually, when I play really aggressively, when I'm trying to flank for example, and then I'm about to lose the 1v1. Oh, just pop your ult, they die, you get your health back. Jeff. Your bubbles do not stack, okay? The amount of times I've seen Jeff players using multiple bubbles on the same target, it doesn't stack. You can look at their health, and as soon as they're stopped getting healed, you can bubble them again. This way, you don't waste your bubbles. Loki. Before you ult as Loki, you should use your lamps. Because as you can see, I'm gonna use my lamp over here, and it's a really long cooldown. And I can ult as, for example, Luna Snow over here. I'm gonna copy the ultimate, and as soon as I finish Luna Snow ulting, I basically have my lamps yet again. So that's a lot of immunity with Loki. Luna Snow. Before you ult as Luna Snow, you should snowflake someone who is the furthest. So if you have, for example, a Spiderman, a Black Panther, or anyone who is just far away from you. Look at this, a little example. I'm gonna snowflake this bot. I go away from him, I ult this guy instead, and look how much healing I'm doing. Now, I actually play a lot of Magik, but I don't want to go in depth with the tips, so I'm just gonna give you like a general tip. When you do this little portal attack, you get 2 attacks, right? You get the little spin attack, you get the demon attack. So many Magic players I see, they're always just using the spin attack. This spin attack is only good for comboing. Most of the time, what you do with Magik is you spawn this demon to get your ultimate. In team fights, you just go in, put a demon out. The only way you do the spinning attack is if you're doing combos like this, and they're basically dead. Magneto, you know, like this big shield that he has? This can actually eat a lot of projectiles. You can eat Iron Man's ultimate with this one, you can eat Magneto's ult, which is kind of funny. And a bonus tip, I'm sure most of you guys already know this, but maybe for some people they do not. Your bubble is a CC immune. So if there's a Jeff trying to eat you, for example, you can bubble Mantis. Right before you sleep someone, hit them right away. As you can see over here, I sleep this bot, and as soon as I hit them, they wake up. What you do is you just hold your left click or whatever it is on your controller. As soon as you sleep them, just spam your left click. Right before they wake up, they're already taking a lot of damage, and then oh, they're just dead. Mr. Fantastic. Now, I'm sure Mr. Fantastic players already know about this tip, but if you don't play this hero, swinging your mouse or your little Joy-Con with Mr. Fantastic is really useful. Because as you can see over here, if you're not swinging it, you're not doing as much damage. But if you swing it, look how many targets I can hit. I can hit a lot more people because I'm swinging. Moonknight, you can actually grapple in the floor and you basically get a high ground as well. This is really good for comboing, so if you just look down, you jump really high, you can press your ult and then they just die. Namor, now if you go to settings with Namor and then this ability, make it press to hold. So now you can easily use your bubble ability a lot faster. This is really useful so you don't stay in your bubble a little too long. Peni Parker. You can actually extend the trap of Peni Parker. As you can see, I cannot reach this bot, but if I extend the webs and I keep extending it, it will eventually reach them. Now they're taking damage as well. Psylocke. Now out of all of these characters, I have the most hours with Psylocke actually. So I can give you so many tips for Psylocke, but the best tip I can give you is Psylocke's ult, you don't need to always kill the enemies. If you can force just a support ultimate with your Psylocke ult, it is also just really useful, especially if they double support ulted. Imagine if they have Cloak and Dagger and Luna, and then they're just both ulted because they got scared of you. That's a win, because they get their ult a lot slower compared to you. So even if you know they have a support ultimate, you can just press your ult, make them use it, and now in the big team fight, they wouldn't have support ultimates. It is just really useful. Rocket. When you're wall running as Rocket, you can actually dash further. As you can see over here, I'm gonna dash up. It's not as high as you think. As you can see, if you climb the wall and you dash right away, you get so much more height. Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is a very straightforward character. I don't really think there's much of a big tip that I can think of. But the best thing I can give you is, you know this burst damage with Scarlet Witch? It's better to use this ability when they're about to die. It's a really good ability to finish off enemies, because they think Scarlet Witch doesn't have a lot of burst damage, and then suddenly they just die really quick. This tip is really useful in 1v1 scenarios. Spiderman. The best tip I can give you with Spiderman is literally just swapping off. Do not pick Spiderman. Nobody likes Spiderman. It's nothing against the player. Go pick Daredevil or something. Okay, in all seriousness, the best tip I can give you with Spider-Man, I'm sure Spider-Man mains already know this, but you can actually web in the ground and then your right click ability, and you can basically fly really quick as well, as you can see over here. And you can even uppercut if you want to, and you just go vroom and just go vroom, like you just go way faster with this. Squirrel Girl. You can actually cancel your stun ability, like this ability, if you melee. And as you can see, it doesn't use the ability, you still have it. Starlord. Not a lot of people know this actually, but when you're dodging a Starlord, you're actually immune for a split second. It's not a very long time, but you are immune, which means you can dodge a lot of stuff. Storm. Now, her primary attack is actually a piercing attack. Not a lot of people know this because they're always flying really high up, but if you look at this really quick, her attack actually pierces. Punisher. Punisher's turret actually grants you immunity. So if you're about to get swallowed by Jeff, for example, you can just pop your turret and this little animation makes you immune. You can also dodge Magneto's little big projectile if you just use his turret. The Thing. Now, there's a setting for the Thing, like hold to dash. Make sure you turn this on, because the problem with the Thing, if you do not have the settings on, you like charge a little bit further and then you slam down. But if you have the settings, you can just slam down right away. So this is really useful to counter Spider-Man or obviously Black Panther, so they cannot do anything. Thor. Now Thor has this ability, I kind of forgot what its name, but it's this little dome thing. This thing makes your enemies slower if they're inside it. So what you can do is you can use this ability and then you ult, which means they're gonna be slowed and it's a lot harder for them to run away from your ultimate. Ultron. Now before you ult as Ultron, you can give yourself and your allies some shield. So basically it is a lot harder for you to die because you have extra shield. And you can also dash when you're ulting, which also gives you shield. Venom. Now Venom is my most picked tank out of all of the tanks in this game. You know how your ultimate never kills anybody, but with this simple combo, you can actually kill them right away. So what you do is you tether them with Venom, and then just use your primary attack twice, and then you ult right away. And as you can see, they just die. You can also do something like this. You slam down, you tether them, hit twice, and then pop your ult right away, and they die. Winter Soldier. Now your abilities actually gives you shields. As you can see over here, every time I use my abilities, it grants me shield. So this is really good for 1v1s. If there's no healer nearby, if there's no healing pack nearby, and you're about to die, just use your abilities and you can potentially win your 1v1s. And lastly, Wolverine. You don't need to directly look at your enemies to kidnap them with your ability. As you can see, I can be a little bit in the side, I can kidnap them. You can even look away from your enemies and you jump like this and you can still kidnap them. So stop doing your combos like this. It's very awkward. You don't need to do this. As long as you're right in front of your enemies, and then you can kidnap them. So that is one tip for every hero in this game. I really hope you guys learned something in this video, and if you guys have your own tips, let me know down in the comments below. So that's it for today guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. See you everybody.